How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. My royal family. Go get your shit. Stop everything you doing and go get your shit. Bust out that real good ass weed. I'm serious. I got 3 juicy ass videos. And these juicy ass videos that I have, my royal family, they the same video, but they saying a lot. And I got that bonus video, and it's the same shit, and we'll get there eventually. Now, if I have a bonus video, you know this shit is juicy. My royal family, when I say juicy, 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 oh so sweet to me, juicy. Just what I thought. I was gonna go to bed, I ran up on some juicy shit, and I could not help myself. I'm not reading shit. All I'm gonna do is just absorb it. But you know I'm gonna talk a lot of shit. Now, my royal family, I often talk about the nature of many things. And I said, my royal family, that don't be shocked if the white man busts out them Becky tears. I said that recently, but I didn't say it like that. I just said, well, don't be surprised. You know, Becky always crying if she can't get her way. But that shit is in her man too. So when I seen this was some authentic, juicy ass tears. So I got my shit on deck. I got my grape juice, plenty ice, plenty lemon. Juicy. Oh, juicy. So are you ready to go on this journey, my royal family? Oh, you is? Okay, here we go. So we have this weak wheel, spineless, pasty ass cockazoid all up in his feelings because family, someone kept that shit core and it's juicy. See, we know our folks. We know when we, being about that life, telling a motherfucking lie, being greasy and grimy, and all those negative things. We know about our own individual folks. And it is surprising to me, my royal family, when one of the enemy own tell core ass juicy truth about the enemy. It just feel oh so good. I'm gonna milk this for all it's worth, my royal family. That's how I get down over here. I'm gonna put it on both of the channels, the main one and the backup one, because people then flipped on me and I get more views on the back one opposed to the main one. It's fine with me. I will adapt to my environment. So this is Lawrence Van Dyke, and he all up in his feelings. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna play the video. Then I'm gonna bust out with them 2 videos and I'm gonna walk you through and all this type of shit. But I'm gonna drag you, Esau. That's just how I get down. Now some people, I'm getting on their nerves because I ain't played the video yet. What you crying for? Why you all up in your feelings? This is your system. You feeling some kind of way? Oh my goodness. You talking about juicy. Ooh. So, I do have this little article. Y'all can read that shit yourself. I'll leave that stuff there, you know, whatever. I ain't doing it today. No way. I'm getting right into this. I'm getting right into this. This shit is juicy.
Talk a little bit about the ABA, if we could. Mr. Van Dyke, you ran for Montana Supreme Court in 2014. Is that correct?
I did.
And people made contributions and supported you and supported your opponents. Is that correct?
They did.
Marcia Davenport, Montana attorney, donated to your opponent in the 2014 Montana Supreme Court election. Do you know who Marcia Davenport is?
She's the one who interviewed me for the ABA Center.
So she is the one who actually oversaw this process, the ABA letter, is that right?
That is my understanding.
She was the lead reviewer for this, is that correct?
That's my understanding.
She donated to your political opponent in 2014, is that correct?
Yeah, I found it out.
And yet the ABA put her in charge of the review process, am I right about that?
It appears so to me, Senator.
Yeah, I mean, I find that absolutely unbelievable. If you want to talk about bias, if you want to talk about fair procedures, and it probably explains the total ad hominem nature of this disgraceful letter. Let's walk through some of the outrageous allegations that are made here. First of all, I noticed the letter is full of all kinds of frankly, hearsay. I mean, allegations that are not supported with any kind of detail, so I frankly have no idea what they're talking about, but they say things like they interviewed various people. You're accused of not having first of all, were you told any of the particular people who they interviewed so that you could have some sense of who was accusing you?
No, Senator. When she talked to me, she said she would say, would you be surprised to hear such and such? And I would start to answer, and then she would say, we have to, we don't have much time, and she would want to move on.
The letter says there are reports that your preparation and performance were lacking in some cases. Did they tell you what cases those were?
They did not, Senator.
They say that there are reports that in oral argument you sometimes miss key points. Do you know what oral argument they're talking about?
I do not, Senator.
Neither do I, of course. Neither do any of us. I mean, so there's no way to evaluate anything that is said here. But let me give you an opportunity to respond to some of the more salacious allegations. So the letter says that you are characterizes you as arrogant and lacking in knowledge of the day-to-day practice of law. I was under the impression that you had been an attorney for 14 or more years and that you've been the Solicitor General of 2 different states. Am I wrong about that?
That's correct, Senator.
And have you argued before courts of appeal during that time?
I've argued 24 cases before courts of appeals.
Have you briefed cases during that time?
I have, Senator, many.
Any idea how many you may have briefed?
I'm guessing over my career it's been hundreds of cases.
Are you familiar with the procedures of appellate courts and oral argument?
Very much so, Senator.
The letter also says that you would not commit to being fair to litigants before you, notably members of the LGBTQ community. Can you speak to that? Did you say that you wouldn't be fair to members of the LGBT community?
Senator, that was the part of the letter. I did not say that. I apologize.
It's all right.
Sorry. No, I did not say that. I do not believe that. It is a fundamental belief of mine that all people are created in the image of God. They should all be treated with dignity and respect. Senator.
Can you commit today to this committee that you will treat, if confirmed, that you would treat every litigant who came before you with respect and with dignity?
Absolutely, Senator. I would not have allowed myself to be nominated for this position if I did not think I could do that.
including members of the LGBT community and any other community that has been historically disadvantaged in this country.
Absolutely, Senator.
Mr. Van Dyke, all I can say about this letter is that I think it is a shameful exercise in political bias. I have no context or ability to evaluate any of the accusations that are made here, and I think it is past time for the White House to stop granting the ABA special access. I would urge the counsel's office not to make nominees available any longer to the ABA for these interviews. I think that should stop, and I will say that I will no longer consider the ABA's recommendation on any nominee for any position for any reason. They are, as Senator Lee said, a special interest group. They should be treated like any other special interest group, and their shameful performance in this letter, I think, seals the deal beyond any question in my mind. I'm sorry that you've had to go through this, Mr. Van Dyke. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That motherfucker all up in his feelings. I mean, them was some genuine tears. Now, Van Dyke, your daddy don't like weakness. Why you all up in your feelings? 'Cause based on that letter, they said you was an arrogant prick. Yeah, I know, my royal family. I'm adding my shit. That's how I get down over here. Sometimes you can add your shit too. I don't care. I ain't gonna stop y'all. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. 'Cause this shit is juicy. Can't help myself. Oh yeah, I'm milking it for all it's worth. Now, Trump was somewhere up in the cut watching you all up in your feelings. Now, all I can say is, since he see you got a soft spot, he gonna wear your ass out. 'Cause that's how Trump gets down. He detect any weakness. He'll give you a fucked up name. Omarosa said that a long time ago. He named everybody. That's how he get down. So, I don't know. He's subject to call you a pussy. You know, he likes grabbing them. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But as we continue in my royal family, so we're going to get into this next video. Now, it's going to tell some things, but I also want y'all to watch the woman. It's a fat chick back there. Because the woman directly behind him, I'm pretty sure that's his wife, because she was about to break out in them tears. She was worried about some coins and shit. And then his son was there. And he like, damn, Pops, it's like that? I didn't know you was a crying bitch. But then there was a, fat, greasy ass Becky back there, fat chick, and she was taking joy in your tears. So let's get into this, my royal family. We got 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes of juiciness. And we're going to learn some things. Ooh, look like he about to shit. You see that fat chick over there in the corner in the cut? Yeah, this shit is hilarious to her. She trying to control herself. Okay. I ain't gonna give up that easy. We gonna play this shit. Make sure the volume up. See if we can do this again. Okay, let's rewind. Let's see.
I apologize.
It's all right.
This was a stunning scene in the Senate today. The presidential nominee that was nominated by President Trump, Lawrence Van Dyke, was brought to tears. He was completely composed, and then he was brought to tears over searing claims by the American Bar Association questioning his qualifications and ability to be fair to the LGBTQ community. Correspondent Garrett Tenney has the backstory on this from Washington tonight. Hi, Garrett.
Martha, good evening to you. For decades, the American Bar Association has evaluated all federal judicial nominees, and most are labeled well qualified. But in a blistering letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee, the ABA said President Trump's nominee to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is not qualified for the federal bench, in part because its evaluation found that Lawrence Van Dyke is, quote, arrogant, lazy, an ideologue, and lacking in knowledge of the day-to-day practice, including procedural rules. The ABA's evaluation didn't stop there, though, and went on to suggest that Van Dyke would not be fair to members of the LGBT.
You see that lady back there? Oh, look at her eyes. She loving that shit. Juicy. I'm wrong. But I'm going to milk it for all it's worth.
LGBTQ community, a claim he got very emotional over when he was asked to respond at today's hearing.
Did you say that you wouldn't be fair to members of the LGBT community?
Senator, that was the part of the letter. I did not say that. I apologize. No, I did not say that. I do not believe that. It is a fundamental belief of mine that all people are created in the image of God. They should all be treated with dignity and respect.
Democrats on the committee are very concerned about the ABA's allegations, though, given that its valuation is based on interviews with 60 people, mostly judges and lawyers, who worked with Van Dyke during his 14 years in law. Van Dyke, a former Solicitor General in Montana and Nevada who now works for the DOJ, claims the ABA didn't give him a chance to fully respond to the allegations. Several Republicans are now blasting the organization's supposed nonpartisan analysis, pointing out that the person conducting the interview previously donated to Van Dyke's opponent when he ran for a state judiciary race in Montana.
All I can say about this letter is that I think it is a shameful exercise in political bias. I have no context or ability to evaluate any of the accusations that are made here.
The ABA has lost its credibility as a neutral arbiter. It should be treated no differently than any other special interest group, which it is.
For context, the Trump administration so far has had more than 160 of its nominees put on the federal bench. 5 of those were also given labels of not qualified by the ABA. And I should also point out, we did reach out to the American Bar Association, and we have not heard back from them, Martha.
Garrett, thank you very much. So now,
Well, my royal family. I wonder why he really crying. What's really going on? You know he's 46 years old, and they was showing that other picture when he had a little mustache, looked like 2 different people. Ooh, y'all age real quick. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is some gut-wrenching shit. But my royal family, I've been saying that we are in the age of exposure. And coming out of this captivity, we're going to see many things. You know, some folks, we've been beat down and so affected by the system. You know, we just used to just seeing Esau get their way. And see, another component to that, my royal family, that's his deep subconscious getting to his arrogant ass. Because something's going on in the universe. And like I said before in the beginning, we're going to be seeing more of this, where they have always had their wars, Esau. But now they're going to start putting that shit on the world stage, and we're going to really see how ununited they truly is. So anyway, I was curious to see if Roly Poly had something to say about it. And he did. Now, Roland get on my damn nerves with his no neck and short arms. But when I went over there and listened to Roland and his crew, the shit was quite juicy. So let's hear what our folks got to say. That's the bonus video. This shit is hilarious.
You want to support Roller Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roller Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roller Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RollerMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks. This is the Federal Appeals Court nominee Lawrence J.C. Van Dyke broke down in tears during a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on Wednesday. Why? Because of a scathing letter against his confirmation by the American Bar Association after it conducted 60 interviews and concluded that he was not qualified for the federal bench. In the letter, ABA Chair William C. Hubbard said Mr. Van Dyke's accomplishments are offset by the assessments of interviewees that Mr. Van Dyke is arrogant, lazy, an ideologue, and lacking in knowledge of the day-to-day practice, including procedural rules. There was a theme that the nominee lacks humility, has an entitlement temperament, does not have an open mind, and does not always have a commitment to being candid and truthful. Damn. Y'all should see Monique's face as I was reading. She was like, y'all got the video? Y'all got the tears? Damn, there's no video for it. Seriously? Oh my God. Okay, I just woke up, Pam. Okay, Monique, I'm gonna start with you. I mean, to do 60 interviews and call this dude lazy. I mean, they just rip. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. That's why my face was scrunching up, because it's one thing for them to give a negative recommendation. You could survive that, but yeah, I could see why he would bust out crying. I mean, it's basically saying he does not know how to practice law, and he's like a jackass. I mean, that's what they said about him, and that is, and a liar.
Right.
And because, I mean, you can take intemperate, Lord, I have appeared before plenty of an intemperate type of judge. I mean, you just wander the halls and find one of those, but doesn't know the basic rules for day-to-day operations. That's ugly.
I mean, Mustafa, but there have been multiple Trump nominees
I was gonna say.
who they have said unqualified. Right. I mean, we can never forget the dude who had never filed a motion, and it was a Republican, right. Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, who was like, "Do you know this? No, I don't know that one. Right. Do you know this? No, I don't know that one. Right. I think we covered that in law school. I mean, it was embarrassing, and and what people don't understand is what Trump is doing. First of all, he has no idea who the hell these people are. What he basically said is, white conservative evangelicals, here, y'all pick whatever the hell y'all want. And the problem is, people like Lindsey Graham and Mike Lee of Utah and Ben Sass of Nebraska and John Kennedy of Louisiana, they pretty much are allowing these people to go through, and they don't care because they want to pack the bench with right-wing ideologues to sit there for the next 40, 50 years.
It's a mockery of the process. You got these folks who, an L1 student would know more than many of them do. So, we got some real craziness that's going on. And you're right. It's these senators that continue to approve these folks to be able to move forward. And unfortunately, the byproduct of that is going to be, these impacts that we continue to see inside of communities. But here's the reality of it. When we say that this person doesn't have the qualifications, we have a president who doesn't have the qualifications that most presidents would have. We have a leader at HUD who has no background in housing. We have a person at the Department of Education who has done everything that they can to, damage, just the basic public education. So this is just, a continuation of the process.
Before I go to Erica, y'all know I was not going to allow this segment to go on without finding the video. I requested the video, and
The letter also says that you would not commit to being fair to litigants before you, notably members of the LGBTQ community. Can you speak to that? Did you say that you wouldn't be fair to members of the LGBT community?
Senator, that was the part of the letter. I did not say that. I apologize.
It's all right.
I'm sorry. No, I did not say that. I do not believe that. It is a fundamental belief of mine that all people are created in the image of God, and they should all be treated with dignity and respect. Senator,
Can you commit today to this committee that you will treat, if confirmed, that you would treat every litigant who came before you with respect and with dignity?
absolutely, Senator. I would not have allowed myself to be nominated for this position if I did not think I could do that.
Including members of the LGBT community and any other community that has been historically disadvantaged in this country.
Absolutely, Senator.
I'm not an attorney. I just play one on Law and Order. Right. I'm speechless because that was a horrid performance, and again, and I really echo, and I was thinking the same thing that you said, Mustafa, along the lines of that whole kind of like rundown, lazy ideologue, not knowing day-to-day procedure. That sounds like Donald. I mean, a day-to-day. I believe his day-to-day schedule is, chips, burgers, watching all of the networks. So I agree too that it is pretty much par for the course.
Well, you can find.
Listen, the reality is, and I don't know if that man was genuine or not, but his performance right there would upset the president who nominated him. He would not approve of any of those tears. He wouldn't approve of him apologizing. He wouldn't approve of him doing anything but some I said what I said, deal with what I said stuff, because frankly, that man is sitting there and knowing that he's gonna get approved. Mm-hmm. So if that injured him, I'm not gonna take that as a sign of weakness. What I am gonna say is that having this president, voting matters, people, has shown us the cracks in our system, because so much of our appointee system, whether it's for cabinet positions or whether it's for judges, depends on people having enough care and integrity about the process to appoint people who are qualified for the jobs. And we are seeing what can happen when we don't.
Yeah, and the count is up. We're at what, almost 200?
Yeah.
And it is by, and he's pointing like to the D.C. court. Mm-hmm. So any of the claims filed against him, he's going to have his former White House lawyers sitting on that bench, being appointed by design.
Oh my goodness. Did y'all see that fat ass white woman in the back She was having her a ball. She was having her a ball. I mean, wow. But on a serious note, my royal family, I thought I would never see anything like this. This is amazing to me. It's really hard to shock me. And when I seen this performance, and I think he was genuine, and the thing that's so ironic about all this is the enemy is purely evil. Have no problem projecting evil to the royal family. I can only speak about the royal family. Now I can understand the stuff about the LGBT, but you cannot always tell who is gay. You can't. That's not a given. But these fundamental beliefs, yeah, you may have these fundamental beliefs, but this system is set up to fuck over the royal family. But you prop yourself up like you are righteous and you are doing everything by the book with your man-made laws. And on top of that, because I say it often, my royal family, these evil, pure evil motherfuckers want you to like them. They literally worry about their legacy. They be tripping. They got the money. They got the house they want to live in, car, whatever them material things that they are preoccupied with. But there is something swirling around in Esau's core. And what is being revealed, my royal family, how truly inadequate and weak-willed the enemy is. Your bluff game is up, Esau. And I and others are going to fully expose your rotten ass. Yes. So we will be seeing more of this, my royal family. I said even the other day, we will see the enemy have meltdowns. We didn't already see one get knocked on her ass, and her whole world came crumbling down. My royal family, do you fully realize what space and time you're in? That we are watching an empire literally crumble before our eyes. But they want to keep playing these illusion games. And we have upheld this shit enough. That is not our duty and responsibility. You have to remember that Esau has always needed us and others as a crutch so they can go ahead and execute their true nature. Well, Esau, you are not everlasting. We don't see the kingdom in you. See, we got to also remember, my royal family, we do not know how it feels to be soulless. We really don't. We really don't. And they have psyched their self out in their own world. And Esau don't have a clue what to do at this point. But what we need to continue to do, my royal family, in this war, continue to pray, continue to focus on our Father only. Don't put no energy into this system, because we are holding up being so vibrational. And the more that we collectively do what we have to do, it creates that energy. Because we are done with you, Esau, and your raggedy bitch, and your grimy whatever you produce. See, when the enemy can't get their way, we see many of them with these guns going a-blazing. And 9 times out of 10, they're upset with their own. There's something really wrong in their world. But it's not our duty and responsibility to partake in the enemy's affairs. And the ones that do, we have warned you. You will go where they go. And I would imagine, because you're being disobedient deliberately, that you would feel it even more. So you stay your coon ass over there with Esau's crying, weak ass. Did I drag him enough, my royal family? All right. So my royal family, check this out. Render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe. Juicy. Oh, that's juicy. I love that.